Hello there, it's Chris here, and time for an informal update. If you caught my last video, which was several weeks ago, I talked about how I tarted up some models, and if you're not familiar with that phrase, tarting means to zhoosh up or to make better, to improve, because basically what's happening is I'm in this mode now, and this is the point of this video. I'm going to talk about what I'm doing for the next couple of weeks, 4 weeks I believe, 4 weeks and a day. I'm in competition mode. I'm getting ready for a major competition that I didn't get to go to last year, and of course that was off the year before that because of COVID. So I've got a burgeoning workbench of models that have already been done, and that's what I explained in that last video. And I'm going to explain what's happened here. Now, if you've been following, I've done 3 or 4 parts on my Academy CH53E build, and that has slowed down and has actually halted officially now. The reason behind that is I just realised I had enough time to finish the kit. I could finish it, I could give it a good paint job, do some very limited weathering, don't make a base, just, and it'll be done. But I really hate rushing. It's one of the things in this hobby that I'm trying to stop doing, is to rush towards the end of a build and get to the next one and then get to the next one. Because I start so many builds. I mean, I don't know how many I've got. Actually, I do know how many I've got on the go. I'm not going to tell you, but it's more than 2 score, but not 400 years ago. It's a lot. Okay, cryptically, it's a lot. And that leads me to this. Basically, I realised I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to get through that properly. Like I said here, I spent an inordinate amount of time doing the ceiling. I scratch built a complete new ceiling there, of which you will see probably about that much, and through a very small window. And then I did a little bit more and finished, or nearly finished. I'm going to add quite a bit more detail to that. That's the inside rear bulkhead that you'll see a little bit of, and this side is a cockpit, which I really want to. You can see a lot of that cockpit. Normally I don't do cockpits on aircraft. I'm really more focusing on the outside sort of stuff, but on this one you can see a bit of the cockpit. So I decided I'm going to slow that down, and I'm doing a little bit of it here and there, but really what I've decided to do was I'm going to tackle my work in progress pile that's built up over the years. And I looked at what I've got, looked at the stuff that I really wanted to showcase, because I'm not about trying to win medals at competitions anymore. First of all, I don't 100% agree with the first, second, third system. I think that's archaic and it's too competitive. It should be collaborative. I think the gold, silver, bronze method they use in Europe is far superior. But that's fine. If I win a medal, great. I'll put it on the wall. I've got a couple on the wall there. Fantastic. What I'm about is just showing modelers and non-modelers how I do stuff. And what I really wanted to nut down with this competition is in flight, because that's my shtick. That's what I like to do. And that leads me to a bit of a catalyst for this video, because I finished this. I'll just show you. Okay, I almost finished it this afternoon. And it's Tamiya's 148 scale Messerschmitt. Cover your ears, kids. 262, which I had no intention of finishing, but because I knew that I would have a block of time by holding the CH53E, I could devote to finishing quite a few little things. That's not a little plane, but this was primed. It was masked, primed, about 98% ready to go. I had to fit. There are a couple of tiny seams I had to rescribe and fill. That was it, which took like 20 minutes, and then started getting into the painting. And I made a new base. Okay, made a base out of a block of wood, covered it with some blueprints, nice acrylic rod for the jaunty in-flight angle. And yeah, it was going really well until this afternoon. I'll put a picture up, pulled the mask off, and massive bloom underneath the window, where the windscreen hits the armoured glass there. I don't know what went wrong there. I didn't use super glue. I don't know what. I've never had a problem. I hate those few words, but I have never had a problem with that before, and it just happened, and I can't fix it unless I saw off that canopy and rip it off. But the design of that thing, it's one piece. I'm just gonna let it go, like the song says. But yeah, I got into that model because I was reviewing the Hobby Boss 1/18 scale Messerschmitt, which I just want to talk about briefly. The 262 to me is what I call a blurst plane. Okay, it's a blurst aircraft. Blurst as in blessed and cursed. Blessed because it's a fantastic leap ahead in technology. Swept wing, jet engines, the whole 9 yards. But cursed because it was built by the Nazis, and it was actually originally designed to be a bomber, fighter bomber. And not only was it designed by those nefarious peoples, it was mainly built by slaves. Okay, let's not be politically incorrect about it. It was a product of a disgusting, evil regime, and I have a real sort of, I've got a painting right here on the wall of two 262s in flight. Beautiful painting, but thankfully the artist has sort of hidden the swastikas. It gives you a bit of a sore taste in the mouth, distaste in the mouth doing these sort of things. And the problem with my modelling since I've started, the first 262 I did was an Academy 1/72 scale, and I stuffed it up. My fault, but I don't realise I didn't at the time. And I made notes for every kit I've done. I've done 150 kits or something in the last 7 or 8 years, and I made notes on it, and I wrote down, I don't know what I did wrong. I think there's a bit of a curse going. And then I started and failed to finish 2 Hobby Boss 148 scale 262s. I collected almost all the Hobby Boss versions, and then I sold them all because I don't know what it was. I couldn't finish them, or I just had something about them just didn't really sit right with me. And then I put this one together, and I thought, great, this one, I was able to modify the undercarriage sufficiently. It wasn't that hard to do. Some Tamiya stuff is quite difficult to do in 148 scale, but I did that okay, and everything was going well, everything fit well. Windshield was a bit of a dodgy fit, that was my fault, but I fixed it. And everything was going swimmingly, and then boom, we got the bloom, we got the that's never going to win a medal, and I never intended it to, but I did a pretty good job with it was a limited job of weathering and painting, and it's the first time I've ever done the mottling on the side there, which isn't perfect, but it's close enough, it's good enough. So I'm disappointed about that, but what do you do? It's just a hobby. That's what they say. I will attempt the 1/18th version, which some people have likened to a toy, and I have filmed a complete review of it. And that leads me to the next thing I want to talk about is, I haven't been putting up many videos, but oh my god, dog below, where is Penny? I think she's upstairs getting out of the wind. I have been filming like, I don't know what's the metaphor to use, the analogy to use. Like a lot. Okay, I've got hundreds of hours of footage on my spare hard drive, because the funny thing is I'm filming stuff. Let's just get back to basics here, Chris. I'm literally doing 12 with that one. That was number 12 models at once. And so every time I'm grabbing something like like this little X-wing, okay. I turn the camera on, film that little bit, and then I do the next bit. I've almost finished Tank Girl, and I replaced the original Tank Girl with another one. That's all I've got left to do, is just to paint her. So put the camera on, film that little bit there. I've just started to prime up a couple of F-14s. If I can just gonna get this girl to stand up straight. Stand up, come on. You're not gonna, come on, stand up. Good girl. So I've primed up a huge bunch. I'm doing 2 F-14s at once. These are Academy ones. I started them again more than a year ago. Started them, and once the internals are painted up, they fall together. So there's that. Would you like to see more? What else have I got? Poco Rosso. Okay, it's the 30th anniversary of Poco Rosso. This is my old plane. I'm doing a new one, which is the initial version, and I'm doing that in flight with quite a different. I've never done it before, and it's taken a lot of time and energy. It's sitting on the bench over there. I'm doing something that was inspired by World Expo. I'm doing a in-flight seamless background, and I'm going to paint an artistic sort of background to it out of the airbrush. Eagle-eyed viewers on the Tarting Up video might have seen my secret project that I finished, and I'm really, really happy that's finished. That's taken me 3 years to do. I have finished the video for it, except for the glitzy reveal at the start and the editing and all that sort of stuff. And it's done. It's packed away. I just need to glue together the base, because the base has come apart in this bloody humid weather. Just need to put a bit of PVA glue in it, and it'll be fine. I'm really, really happy with that, and I think that's going to be quite a funny thing to people to see. I'm really, really excited to share that with you guys soon, because it's been a lot of fun. And I've just got so much on the go. Let me just collect my thoughts, and we'll get back to the point of this video. So what else do I plan to finish in the next coming weeks? Well, I've got this fellow, the Academy 1/35 scale Viper, which as you can see is pretty much done. Just got to put the crew's done. I'm just going to put them in, put the canopy on, and just fill a few sort of very half seams. Extremely well engineered kit this is. You know, I've pre-made all the weapons, and I might just detail up the rotor just a little bit. Doing this as a what if Australian Army. They didn't eventually. They went for the Apache, but I'm going to paint this up in the Australian Army, and it's already got the flight stand on. It's all sorted. So this is the whole thing. My endeavour in the next, well, has been for the last few weeks and will be for until the competition's over, is to complete as many, but not rush, is to complete as many work in progress stuff that I've got stashed. A lot of them just sitting in the display cabinet. So what else have I got? I've got the Viper. I've got oh, of course, I've got this. How can I forget? The Dream. Okay, the Antonov 225. Yes, it's starting to come together. Not the best fit in the world because it's Revell. Engineering's pretty good, but fuselage is together. Next, I'll put the wings on. Oop, and the wind is pushing me around the door outside. I've already done the engines. I've made a completely new flight stand. I didn't like the dickety little rubbish flight stand that Revell gave you, because I'm not going to have this, you know, level. I'm going to have it with a nice big banking rising move. It's going to look really, really amazing. On the table, yes, I've got that one to go next. And the last couple of things, I mentioned some F-14s. I'm really hoping to get them up and going. Like I said, lots of in-flight stuff. I've got an old Airfix kit, which, like I said, I've filmed the whole thing on that. It's literally just waiting to be painted. I won't tell you what it is, but it's as old as me. It was made in, you know, the mid-70s. And I've got a little diorama there that diorama vignette. It's really, that one's going to stuff me up. I don't know. I'll probably get put into the wrong category for it because it's a turret without any figures. So is it a diorama? Is it a vignette? I don't know. Yeah, that one is all done. Just need to make the little. It's tiny because it's 1/72 scale, so the whole base will fit on, you know, an envelope sort of size. There's that. I've done Tank Girl. Video will be up on that one shortly. Poco Rosso, hope to have that one completed in the next week or two. I've got the little X-Wing, which is going to be a part of my trio of Ukrainian stuff, which leads me to the Ghost. You've all been asking me about what happened to the Ghost of Kiev. Had lots of Russian trolls who say, you know, it never existed. Well, yeah, it does exist. It's right over there. It's on my bench. It's real. It's just there. Okay, I had to reprogram and work out how the bloody hell to use a silhouette cutter because I didn't want to use the standard digital camouflage for the top, so I've designed my own, and that's just taken forever. So again, that's another one. Just needs paint. That's it. All the rest it's done. And I'm really hoping to finish it because it's half done. Like a lot of things around here, it's all half done, Chris. I've got a really big propeller plane over there. I've just finished doing the flight stand first and the motors. It is motorized because that's one of the bugbears of displaying propeller aircraft in flight is you got this static propeller doesn't move. Best way to do it is spin the bloody thing. Okay, so it's going to be spinning. So yeah, it's head down, you know what, up for the next month or so, and I think I'll be able to get most of it done. If I don't get it all done, that's fine. I'm not going to rush because that's been my thing in previous years, being up to 2 AM the night before finishing stuff. I've already got a dozen or more finished I'm happy with. I've got 3 or 4 here I really want to get done, really want to get nicely done. I'm really disappointed with the 262, but like I said, I think that's cursed. I think that subject's cursed. Let me give you a quick look at this fellow, and then we'll sign off. But that's the Hobby Boss. Big mother of a one, okay, 1/18th scale. Yeah, how it's 680mm wingspan, which is more than 2 foot wingspan. And yes, I was crazy enough to think I could do that in a few weeks because I've done a full review on that, and I will post that eventually. But I'm not going to post the review until I actually build it to tell you how it really is. Relatively cheap kit, very big kit, but it's kind of a toy, kind of not. The reviewers who call it a toy are the people who review aircraft models and don't even mention if you can do wheels up or not. So anyway, I'll leave that to the side. I do have a solution to make that actually quite a quick build because the panel lines in it are very overscale, and of course if you know anything about Messerschmitt 262s, they covered up all their panel lines, so it's not really an issue. And then the other thing, let's finish on a really high note. This came just the other day, and then I had to hide it again because, well, I couldn't hide it because it tells you what it is on the box. I mean, my wife knows what I bought. It's the, it's the Holy Grail kit, and it's going to be the subject of my next video, which will be the next Talking Models video, which is about the wish list. Remember I did one last year about wish lists? Okay, well, wishes do come true. Let me zoom out. There you go. My 1/32 scale Lancaster is here. If you've been watching Nigel's modelling bench, he's built one of these, and I think he's about to build a second one. He's reviewed it up to the wazoo. I'm not going to do a review on it. I haven't even opened it. It's still inside its box because I know it'll blow up from there. But the next Talking Models, I'm going to update my wish list, or the wish list that we all talked about. And of course, this is the last one on the wish list. And actually, most of the list has been fulfilled. There's only one or two things that hasn't. So it shows you how well the hobby is doing over the last 12 months. All this new stuff coming out. It's fantastic. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for listening to me in this little informal little chat. And I think my dog's at the door. She wants to come in and say goodnight to me. So till next time, cheers. Is that you, Penny?